process is given in such a way that the dangers of yoga are eliminated. And this is an important point I want to make. Yoga is a perilous journey. And anyone who wants to do yoga should realize it. Yoga is the most difficult endeavor in human life. You can become a scientist, you can become a philosopher, you can be anything in this world. They are also difficult. Any achievement is difficult. But yoga is the most difficult endeavor. And this is to be underlined. And yet, the important point is, and yet human beings at a given time of their life, at a given time, not at every time, at a given point of time, yoga becomes indispensable. This is the truth of yoga. Yoga is not a pastime. Yoga is not an activity of luxury. Yoga is an activity of necessity at a given stage of your development. Since it is difficult, as I said, the most difficult endeavor, and since it has to be practiced by individuals at a given time out of necessity, they can't help it. Therefore, this Shastra has to be given, has to be as a gift to be given to mankind, so that people may know about it and they may practice it properly with minimum of perils in the journey. All those who have pursued yoga seriously, they have found how many pitfalls are there in the process. This is not to depress anybody, but only to encourage that this is a process which is indispensable. At a given time, those who hear the message of yoga, and if they feel aspiring for that process of yoga, they have to realize it is not a process which you take up blindly. It is not something which you can give to people by exhortation. You can't say, look, now do yoga. Be enthused about yoga. Yoga is to be given very seriously, sincerely, in a very sincere effort to explain to the individuals, are you sure you want to do yoga? In our Indian system, there was therefore even a long series of tests which were given. Unless you reach a certain stage, unless your sincerity is tested sufficiently well, you were not initiated. Even now that practice goes on, Diksha, many people want Diksha, but many gurus say, no, I won't give you Diksha as yet. It will take time. There is a very interesting story which Mother has told once to us. It's an old story this is a story to be told to children because it's also a good lesson for children. There was one young man, Yusuf was his name, and he was living in Gujarat, a young boy. He had heard of a master. Junjun was the name of the master. And many people used to flock to him. And Yusuf felt, well, why not I go also to him and request him for initiation. So he went to the master, and master looked at him, didn't say anything at all, but he expressed his wish that he wants to stay in his ashram. So the master was kind, he arranged some small hut to be given to him, and he stayed there. Every day he used to stand up whenever the master used to pass by. And sometimes he had a chance where master would look at him, and he used to feel satisfied the master at least looked at him. And months passed, and even years passed. But master said nothing at all to him. So one day he was asked, have you been able to be received by the master? He felt very greatly disturbed and depressed that so many years had passed, master had not even asked him anything as yet. He was staying there, master was looking at him from time to time, but nothing more. So one day he told the master, I have come for initiation. He said, I know. And that is all. No answer at all. For again some time went away. One day the master sent for him. And Yusuf was told, master is calling you. He was very happy. Master has called me now. He went to the master. The master said, look, I have a friend of mine and he lives very far from here. Is it possible for you to do some little service for me? He was so happy, service to the master. He said, yes, of course. It's a very little service, I have a small box to give him. Just a small box. Just give him, that's all. Of course, you have to walk a lot. Maybe the whole day you'll have to walk. Carry some food also with you because in the afternoon you may need to eat something. So he was very happy that some service was asked for by the master. And he took the box with him. In the afternoon, it was very hot. The river Nila was not very far now, but still 3-4 hours more journey was involved. So he became hungry. He took out his food and began to eat a little. Then he said, let me relax a little. It was very hot. He was tired. So he went to relax, stretch himself. When he stretched himself, began to ask, what is in that box? A question arose in his mind. Then he said, why should I ask myself about the box, what is in it? Master did not tell me anything. I have only one duty to perform, to take the box and give it to the friend of my master. He remained quiet. After some time, can I see just a little into this box? What is it? Then again gave up the idea. Why to look into it? So, but then again, after some time he said, look, if the master did not want me to see what was in the box, he would have locked it. Has he locked it? No. Master has not locked it. Therefore, I don't think there is any harm in opening and seeing what is in it. But he hesitated. He was about to open, hesitated. No, I shouldn't do this. Master didn't tell me that I should see in it. I have just to give it to the friend of my master. That's all. Repeated again and again. I must not open. I must. No, it's out of the question. I should not do it. But he couldn't afterwards restrain so much. He just opened it a little. And what happened? A small mouse ran away out of it. A small little rat which the master had kept in the box. And it was of such a thing, you cannot recover it now. It's not like something falling out of it and then living on the ground. It's such a little thing. That rat ran away with greater speed, and where it went, nobody could recover it at all. Impossible. The poor Yusuf, he went here, went there. Where is that small rat? I can recover it and put it back into the box. Impossible. So, he ultimately closed the box, despondent and depressed, defeated. He went to the master's friend after 3-4 hours and gave it to the his head was all down, with full of shame, and gave it to him. And that friend opened the box and said, Yusuf, you have lost an opportunity. This was a test for you. How much control you have over your mind. If you can't keep one little rat fixed in a box, you are seeking the vast knowledge. And you want to keep that vast knowledge in your mind, in a box of your mind. If one little rat you cannot keep, how can you store such a vast knowledge that you are looking for in your mind? Go back to your master. Be patient. Don't be depressed. He went back to his master, told him the whole story. Master said, be patient. Again, after years, Master initiated him. And according to traditional story, he became a great mystic in due course of time. Now, this is the way in which the initiation was so difficult, and real good masters, the real teachers, do not allow you to do yoga unless you are sufficiently prepared. That is because yoga is a difficult process. And one should not be kept under illusions that, oh, yoga means you will get God and you will realize God. Of course, yoga certainly leads to realization of God and the highest, no doubt about it. But if you are impatient and if you do not have all the qualities, as you can see, Indra, the Agni and Indra and Varuna and Mitra and Aryaman and Bhaga, and all of them are not mastered in your consciousness, how will you reach that point? So this idea, when you read the Veda, you find that the process is a very long process. Those who say that yoga is instantaneous is all false idea. Yoga is not instantaneous. It is true that once you are ripened and real experience comes, it is instantaneous. Once you are ripened and when the experience comes, it is on the spot. It is sudden, it is flashing as it were. But the process by which you reach there is a long process, and one has not to be depressed at all. This depression is a great enemy of a true spirit of yoga. Even if you fall, so what? That's why Arjuna asked the question of Shri Krishna, that even if you fall from yoga, what will happen? So Shri Krishna says that any effort that you have made adds to your further progression. So do not worry. Go on and on. But you should know and you should have patience. This yogic method and yoga of the Veda, which is a precious knowledge, precious because of all this, it gives you a path which you should follow, but follow when you are really ready. As Sri Aurobindo says, be sure of the call. There is a beautiful essay of Sri Aurobindo entitled The Way. And there he has said, be sure of the call. If the call is not strong, and if you accept only for the sake of pleasure or luxury of life, it's a perilous journey. Therefore, it is better to worship first of all the process of yoga, even if you don't follow the process of yoga, to enjoy the study of the process, to appreciate it first of all. The important point, however, is that at a given time of your life, yoga is a necessity. And why Veda is so relevant today is because, according to Sri Aurobindo, yoga has become a necessity not only for one individual or the other. Yoga has become necessity today to the mankind on a large scale. This is Sri Aurobindo's reading of the time. Why he has so read?